You ever hear this thing called the Metaverse? Of course you have. It's been blasted all over the news. It's trending on Google. You have Zuck building a whole digital world so he can spy on us in a different way. In this video, we'll be going over what the Metaverse is, the potential of the total addressable market, as well as stocks and other markets that may benefit from the success of the Metaverse. The concept of the metaverse isn't anything new, but it's gotten a lot of hype ever since Facebook came out saying that it's going to change its name to Meta. What exactly is the metaverse? It's a concept where the future of the internet is a place where people can share a 3D virtual space, aka a virtual world. Have you ever seen Ready Player One?
Except the Oasis. A whole virtual universe.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Or if you're a Black Mirror fan, episodes like San Junipero or USS Callister paint the picture of what this digital world might look like. It's interesting, but I always wonder if entertainment and futuristic movies or shows shape the way that these tech companies actually build out their future tech, because it's kind of like this self-fulfilling prophecy where people watch these episodes or movies and they're like, wow, that's cool. That seems unrealistic and we would never be able to build it. But some crazy person out there is thinking, oh, we can build it. And Facebook, or should I say Meta, is one of those companies that's focusing on the metaverse. They're hiring around 10,000 people just to focus on that. And they're diverting around $10 billion in 2021 alone to this idea. But real talk, how big is the metaverse now and what is the potential for this market? According to emergentresearch.com, the current value of the market is around $48 billion and the expected growth rate is around 43.3% compounded annual growth rate through 2028. That would give a potential market of around $830 billion in 2028. So now you can see why companies or cryptocurrency projects are focused on this metaverse, because it's small right now and it may not be that engaging or powerful, but it has potential. And this is more of a moonshot that the metaverse grows. And if you're one of the first people to take market share within this digital world, it could pay off really big. But let's talk about the first obvious play, and that's Meta. I mean, they literally rebranded the name to Meta Platforms. That's how in they are into the metaverse. What's nice about Facebook is the fact that they are generating a ton of free cash flow, and from a financial perspective, they are fundamentally sound. What they're doing now is taking a bet on this metaverse world in order to generate future growth, because at some point, advertising, the net organic growth of that revenue will slow down, and they need to shift to a growing market. And I've said this before about companies like Google that have this giant cash flow machine, and they constantly take bets on these moonshots that could potentially turn into massive businesses. So things like autonomous driving, at the end of the day, isn't a lot of money to them, but could potentially bloom into massive successes. And Facebook has been thinking about this for a while. Back in 2014, they bought Oculus for $2 billion, which was a hardware company that focused on virtual reality. At the time, I was in college and I thought this was big news because I saw the potential with education specifically. I was in college paying a ton of money for tuition, out of state, all that fun stuff, taking out loans. It sucks. And I thought the potential of a virtual classroom could disrupt a lot of these physical colleges or education that's out there. At the end of the day, my experience in college was amazing, but from the education standpoint, I feel like I overpaid, and it's more about getting the college experience versus the actual knowledge that you learn in college. Something else they can do is integrate their current family of apps, so Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, into this metaverse. You could create digital avatars. Also, when it comes to e-commerce and cryptocurrency, Facebook's also involved in that space, and that's another potential revenue in the metaverse outside of just advertising. So Meta would be a solid overall play as they really focus on the metaverse. Other companies that may do well is Nvidia, a semiconductor stock that really has leading edge tech around gaming, professional markets, artificial intelligence, and autonomous driving. And you know something else that needs a lot of complicated data calculated quickly? The metaverse. Nvidia could potentially also be a great play that would benefit from the purchase of their GPUs as well as their potential CPUs if they buy out ARM. From a gaming perspective, a stock like Roblox may do well because in a way, they kind of already have a mini metaverse. It's more about having an avatar on your PC and running around in this gaming platform. you have a character that you can essentially pay to get virtual clothing or be entertained through this character. Then of course you have the big tech companies like Amazon, Google, Microsoft, all these companies that have cloud servers and cloud computing as well as edge computing would play a massive role in a metaverse because they would have to build out the infrastructure to actually allow this thing to run. Big tech is always involved in some way in any futuristic technology, and this is no different. Something else that would be needed in the metaverse is cybersecurity. So stocks like CrowdStrike, Zscaler, you name it. These cybersecurity stocks could do well because as more value gets introduced into this virtual world, whether that's personal assets or company assets, the cybersecurity stocks also should grow in value. And if you're saying to yourself, okay, that's a lot of different stocks and I would have to bet on a singular stock, there's a solution. There actually is a metaverse ETF and it goes by the ticker symbol META, Meta. And you just know that Zuckerberg was probably pissed off when he found out the Meta ticker symbol was taken by this ETF. With this ETF, you do get 41 different companies as of now. It was founded in June. You can see a lot of the companies that we were talking about already are allocated in this fund. The one watch out is that the expense ratio is around 0.75%, but if you're okay with that and trying to invest in all these different companies at once, this could possibly be the move. Outside of stocks and private companies benefiting, what other markets may do well? One is NFTs. Now, I don't personally know too much about NFTs. I'm not involved in the game. I'm not following these rocks that are selling for $1 million, whether that's rich people throwing around silly money or money laundering. What I can tell you is the unique digital assets, if the metaverse grows in value and people put more meaning to this digital world, NFTs may be more valuable. Things like a digital house, digital paintings. I know it sounds ridiculous, but if there is value in that world, then the NFTs would also have value. Now that I mentioned NFTs, you also have different cryptocurrency projects. And outside of transacting in crypto, which I see as being a potential currency in this digital world, you also have projects that are being built around the metaverse already. So Decentraland, the Sandbox, MetaCity. I'm not going to go into details. You can check these out individually, but there are projects out there. Either it's a digital gaming platform or an actual virtual world that's running on Ethereum. You have these different players that are already getting involved. It really comes down to two camps of people. The first, thinking that whatever I just said about the metaverse is absolutely bonkers. I'm an insane person and a digital world is never going to happen. It's never going to catch on. This is just crazy talk and I'm an idiot for even talking about the metaverse, right? That's group one. Group two thinks that the metaverse is inevitable and the potential is there to grow into a massive market. If you make something that's engaging and it brings entertainment to people as well as connection, then it could be massive. The question is, are you in group one or group two? Definitely let me know in the comments below which group you're in, but it will definitely be interesting to see how this all plays out over the coming 10 to 15 years. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a like as well as consider subscribing to Main Street Wolf, where we talk crypto, investing, stocks, anything to do with money. Thanks guys for watching and have a great day.